I'm Colby Lopez. I'm the founder, owner, and operator of the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. I've been a pro wrestler for about 13 years now, from Davenport, Iowa. And myself and my co-trainer Nick, we started Black and Brave Wrestling Academy 2-3 years ago now to kind of get back to the local independent scene and really the business as a whole. You know, it's something we've both been passionate about our entire lives. Not necessarily teaching, I didn't really think I would fall into that, but professional wrestling in general has always been a passion of mine. So we started the school to just give people with similar passion an opportunity to come somewhere and learn from the best. Yeah, the kids who come into the school, you know, the guys and girls, they kind of got to cut their teeth old school. They come in knowing who I am and thinking that that might be a shortcut for them. But I let them know kind of right off the bat that that's not how it's going to be. You know, the only shortcut they're getting is the quality of training. So yeah, they train Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They usually come in around 6 p.m. They set up the ring, which is something that kind of an old school way to do things, but I really wanted them to understand that it's going to suck sometimes, and they need that experience. I had it growing up when I first started, you know, to go to events and set up the ring in different places, and that's just part of paying your dues. So they set up the ring, and then we warm them up with a little workout, and then we get in the ring and beat them up for 3 hours, and then I make them do another workout at the end. Just to kind of push their buttons and see where they're at. People always ask me for, what's the secret? Why, you know, how did you get to where you're at? And I just tell them I had a lot of luck and a good work ethic. And honestly, that's just about what it takes to get the opportunities, you know, to get where you want to be. The rest is kind of up to them, and it's a grind. I think people forget about that. You know, it's easy to see where I'm at and what it looks like to be a star, but, you know, we train in kind of a dirty little gym, and they start from scratch. You know, they start literally knowing nothing, and then in 12 weeks, we give them all the tools and all the kind of colors to paint their own picture. But after that, it's up to them, and they got to go out and start from nothing and work their way, you know, kind of up the ladder. Professional wrestling is an art form, and the thing about finding your own characters is not really something that can be taught. You know, there are tons of ways to go about it. Some characters are so off the wall, and they're not a part of your personality, and they're completely, you know, separate from you. And some characters are just your personality enhanced. So it really depends on the person, and it's not really something I can teach. I just have to tell you to try to be comfortable with yourself and take a look in the mirror and find some things that you think work for you. But it's really a huge struggle. A lot of people go their entire career and they're not able to find something that works for them. So that's an internal struggle, and that's something each person has to figure out individually. Progenex has been great, just as a huge support to Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. You know, I use it as a reward sometimes for the workouts at night, and I have a little house that I have for my students where they can hang out, and we always have that stocked with Progenex. And as much work as we're putting them through every week, most of them really aren't accustomed to this type of workload. So to be able to have the Progenex on hand for them to recover is extremely helpful. And even from just an emotional perspective, you know, they see the top tier Progenex athletes you know, in what they're capable of, and it's very motivating, I think, for them to be able to take the same stuff that they take and the same stuff that I take to help recover and get better. You know, a lot of people ask me why I stayed in Iowa, and that's just where my family is. That's just where I grew up. That's where kind of everything started for me, and I didn't really see any reason to leave. I guess I could have moved to a bigger metropolitan area, maybe got a better base, but it wasn't really about quantity for me. It wasn't really about making money. It was just about giving back, and like I said, kind of about quality. I wanted to give kids a place to come and learn the right way to do things, and if they have the passion, they're going to stick around and they're going to deal with, you know, living in small town USA. Yeah, I mean, at this point in my career, people kind of ask me like, well, what's left to do? You know, or what are your goals moving forward? And for me, it was always just to leave our industry better than when I found it. And the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy, in that school, I feel like that's my opportunity to do that, because my legacy won't necessarily be, you know, all the accomplishments or accolades or things that I've done, but it will be the information that I've imparted on future generations and then what they can do moving forward. And so for me, you know, it's special to be able to come back there to my home, have a bond with these kids, and lead them in the right direction.